Hey everybody, welcome back. The next plan we're going to go over is a rider. Okay, it's the Aflac Plus rider. What does rider mean? Rider means that it's not a standalone policy. It has to ride along with something else. So if you remember, we went over the accident policy first, right? And then we went over the hospital plan next. This rider, you can get this rider as an attachment if you get the accident or the hospital plan. Okay, so here's how the rider works. It's really simple. We'll run right through this. This is, again, read through the bathroom material up top. But this is how this works. If you have any of these 15 things happen to you and you're covered, it's a Tier 1 specified critical illness event benefit of $5,000 per covered person. If you have a heart attack, a stroke, a coma, paralysis, type 1 diabetes, traumatic brain injury, advanced Alzheimer's disease, etc., 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 for all 15 of these. Okay, it's only payable once per person per lifetime. But a lot of people have a stroke, heart attack, diagnosed with diabetes, things like that. This is going to pay you $5,000 cash. Okay, now if you have, let's read this. It's going to pay $2,500 upon a covered person's onset date of a reoccurrence of the same Tier 1 specified critical illness event or an occurrence of a different Tier 1 specified critical illness event. So what that means is that this will pay you $2,500. Okay. The first time you had a heart attack, you got paid $5,000. Well, you have a heart attack again, you're going to get another $2,500. All right. If you don't have a heart attack, but you're diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, because it's common with heart problems, it's still going to pay you another $2,500. Okay, does that make sense? Then there's a tier, that's this subsequent Tier 1. There's a Tier 2, where if you have any of these 9 things happen, or you're diagnosed with any of these 9 things, syphilitis, bacterial meningitis, Lyme disease, sickle cell anemia, etc., it's going to pay you $1,250. Okay, if you have to have coronary artery bypass graft surgery, it's going to pay $1,250. Now here's something key I want you to be aware of. Tier 2 specified critical illness benefit. This is where you're going to want to just read through this stuff. This is not real hard to read. So just look over it, read it, and circle things that you have questions about. Subsequent Tier 1 specified critical illness benefit. That's at $2,500. Okay, right there. For this benefit to be payable, the onset date of the subsequent Tier 1 specified critical illness event must be 180 days or more from the onset date of any previous paid Tier 1 specified event. So what that means is that here, if on January 1st, 2020, you had a heart attack, and you have a heart attack on April 1st, this is not going to pay. Okay? Because it was not 180 days out from this date. But let's say you had a heart attack on January 1st, 2020, and on November 15th, 2020, you had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now this will pay the $2,500 because it's got to be 180 days out from the first event. Hope that makes sense. That is the rider. Write down your questions and we'll go over them during our phone call. We'll move on to the next one.